you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And thank you so much for joining us tonight, whether you're listening on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer. Thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. And what an evening it is. So much news flying every which way. We'll get to that in just a minute. A huge MLB superstar, I would still call him. A little bit on the decline, but superstar has been traded. We will get to that in just 1 second. Remember, as always, you can call the show toll-free 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. Remember, tweet your questions to @high_on_sports. And if you're talking about something we're talking about, use the hashtag #HighOnSports. And get to the website, of course. HighOnSportsRadioShow.com for our past archive of all our past shows. My blog, and so many other stuff. We just have so much news coming every which way right now. So let's get right into things here. It is round one. Let's go. By the way, I should also note that you can get into the chat room to speak with us during the show. As for password, you do not need to pull one. Just put a name, hit enter. You're immediately logged in talking to myself, Ashley, Von Erich, and whoever else may be in there. I'm actually not in there, but I'll be in there in just a second. You got to give me a minute, get this stuff together. Let's go right into it with this breaking news. Breaking news, less than an hour ago, Ichiro Suzuki, or just Ichiro if you want to call him that, has been traded to the New York Yankees. I repeat, 10-time All-Star Ichiro Suzuki is a New York Yankee, hot off the presses.
Goddamn Yankees.
Just happened under an hour ago. Von Erich has the details. We go live now to him on the other side of the desk. Von Erich.
Yeah, this was announced around 6:15 today. Like you said, less than an hour ago. The Yankees are receiving Ichiro Suzuki and cash considerations in exchange for minor league relievers DJ Mitchell and right-hander Danny Farker.
God, I can't. That's all they got for him.
The end of the Ichiro era in Seattle. Wow.
Freaking Yankees, man. They get everybody, bastards.
In your professional pundit opinion, Von Erich, do you believe that with them selling, obviously, probably their most marketable and most well-known and famous player, do you think Felix Hernandez will be far behind?
It all depends on his contract situation. I'm not exactly sure how far along Ichiro was in his. I think he might have had another year left, or this might have been his contract year, but all signs were pointing to him, the Mariners not re-signing Ichiro. As far as King Felix is concerned, that is a guy that they have stated publicly that they want to keep him in Seattle for a long time.
I definitely say he's definitely a guy you can build around as opposed to really an Ichiro who is still bringing it by all means, but definitely in the twilight of his career. Pair him up with Derek Jeter now, and that's really two of the all-timers right there currently in pinstripes. That is going to be interesting to see.
The Yankees have been looking for outfield depth since they lost Brett Gardner for the rest of the year with an elbow injury, and it looks like that Nick Swisher might be headed to the DL as well.
Ouch. That's one of the few Yankees I like. I like Nick Swisher, former Buckeye, the Ohio State University. Fun guy. But, absolutely shocking. I am thoroughly surprised. Again, if you're just joining us, Ichiro Suzuki has been traded to the New York Yankees for 2 minor league prospects and a little bit of cash. So, wow. I don't even know what to say about that. That is shocking. The first major trade really we've had in this month, which we're getting ever closer to that trade deadline. So, potentially more trades on the way. Potentially maybe even with our own Cleveland Indians, who it is now being reported that a potential destination for if Chris Perez is put on the market could be the San Francisco Giants, as they've shown interest. But I've also read that it's not believed it could pan out because the Giants really don't have any pieces to offer the Indians, because the Indians are in a weird situation. They've pretty much all but come right out and said Chris Perez is for sale, but they've also said they want pieces that make them better right now and that they do plan to continue to contend next season. So really, I don't know the direction they're taking them right now. It's not a fire sale. They're not stocking up. They're doing neither. So again, I mean, the trade deadline is really, it's less than 2 weeks away. So we'll just have to see what happens, and of course we'll always keep you posted on that. And remember, for up to the minute trade deadline details, check out our Facebook, facebook.com/HighOnSports. Also get to the Facebook. While we're talking baseball, I'll bring this up. We started a new thing we're doing every week. Every Monday night after the show, we're asking you a poll question that will remain up throughout the week for you to vote on and let your voices be heard about whatever poll question we've come up with that week. And we started this last week right after the show, and I have the results here. I'll share the question and everything with you. But again, that's facebook.com/HighOnSports every night after the show to find this week's poll question. Let your voices be heard, people. Facebook.com/HighOnSports. The poll question this week was, as suggested by Von Erich, if you were to start an MLB franchise today, and it listed some young players, which of these young players would you pick to start your franchise with your very first pick? We got, Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, Steven Strasburg, Will Middlebrooks, Anthony Rizzo, and Jason Kipnis. Rizzo and Middlebrooks not represented well here. Both coming in with 0%.
No Chicago or Boston fans, I guess.
Nobody wanted Middlebrooks or Rizzo. Kipnis, our own homegrown hero here. Well, not homegrown, but, whatever. Kipnis, 17%. Trout and Harper, really the two guys that the debate is on right now. Who's the better player at the moment? And they are about as deadlocked as that discussion, both at 25%. And the winner of our poll question, who would you build, or, who would be your first pick to start an MLB franchise? The winner with 33%, Steven Strasburg. So the fans have spoken. Steven Strasburg is, according to the fans, really the best young player to start a team around. So, and you know what? God bless the Nationals for sucking so long, and they have two of the players on this list. I mean, come on.
Right, though?
Jeez. Well, good for them.
We've got more breaking trade news.
Oh, geez, what's happening now?
Boy.
The Detroit Tigers in our own division have agreed to a trade sending Jacob Turner, right-hander in the minors, to the Miami Marlins for starter Anibal Sanchez and second baseman Omar Infante.
You got to be kidding me.
Nope, I'm not.
What?
That can't be. No, that can't be real. Name those names again. Who's the Detroit is giving?
Minor league pitcher Jacob Turner. He was 9th overall pick in the 2009 draft.
Wait, so they're giving one minor leaguer away for two major
Jacob,
leaguers?
who gives a crap, in exchange for Anibal Sanchez and Omar Infante?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Why is Miami so stupid? This just adds to their
Oh my God.
retarded little thing that they have for home runs.
Oh my God.
And that stupid song.
This is for you at home. This is not fake. This is our live reaction. We just found out when you did just now.
What the heck is going on?
Christ. Wow. Well, I mean, kudos to Detroit, I guess.
Give up a minor leaguer for two right now players.
Jacob Turner. He's gonna be the
That
new
dude better
superstar
turn
in
into the
MLB.
next. What is he? A pitcher? He better turn into the next best pitcher to ever play in the game.
He better turn to the next Brad Penny. I don't know. Oh my God. Ah.
Wow.
All right.
How do you
Anyways,
give up
we
two
gotta
players for one minor leaguer.
We gotta get past this. I'll yell and swear more during the break, but right now we do have some other things to get into. Holy crap. Anyways, remember, like I said before, Facebook.com/HighOnSports for all of our up-to-date trade news, rumors, and things like that as the MLB trade deadline inches closer and closer. By the way, the guy from the Cubs, what is that, Dempster, is he traded or not?
Sources are saying that the deal is very close. They're just waiting on approval from Dempster himself.
Yeah, by the way, reports flying every which way that the deal is closed. This morning the deal was done. I just read something not too long ago where Dempster himself said, "I'm not traded." Dempster maybe to the Braves. That's all we can really say for sure right now.
After just signing Ben Sheets.
Yeah, jeez, Ben Sheets has been lighting it up. Good for him. Good for old Benny Sheets. Anyways,
He only missed 1 year. Everyone's acting like he's older than Jamie Moyer.
He came back from a debilitating disease. Everyone's acting like he couldn't walk or something, and then he fought back, and now he's great. But who knows? It might have happened. I didn't keep up with him in his year off. But anyways, again, Facebook.com/HighOnSports and Twitter at @high_on_sports. Give us a follow. Tell your friends. By the way, also on the poll question, remember to suggest it to your friends so that their opinions can also be heard. All right, we do have something else we have to get to here. Big, massive news. You've probably already heard about it.
Oh, boy.
If you haven't heard about it, then I don't know, maybe you're Amish and you don't go on the computer or something, which at that point, I don't know how you're listening to this, unless this is, down the road and someone, I was going to say made you a CD, but then, you can't use a CD player. I don't know. Anyways, we probably don't have a big Amish following as it is. Either way, Penn State, wow. Punishment came down today at 9 a.m. This will go down in history. Monday at 9 a.m., July 23rd, 2012. Official time of death of Penn State. No death penalty. Let me remind you that.
But it's as close as it can get without being the death penalty.
You almost want the death penalty compared to what they got. It's like, we're not going to kill you. We're just going to beat you until you're begging us for death.
Yeah.
Leave and come back and beat you once your wounds heal. That's pretty much where Penn State is right now. If you haven't heard, here is what is happening to Penn State. We'll start with the simplest one, $60 million fine. And that money, this is great. This is what everyone wanted. $60 million that will go towards setting up a fund and a charity for children who are victims of sexual abuse.
I agree with that.
That is what we all wanted.
What I also like is it can't be like an organization that's through the school. It has to be an outside organization because
Exactly,
they probably have like their little things too, or organizations or whatever that are sponsored by the school. But they're like, no, it has to be an outside organization. You are giving this money away.
And they also have taken precautions to make sure the money is being taken from their football program.
Yeah, because
there's a possibility when a school gets fined that being that it's a college town, literally called college town, literally in the city, but they can propose a levy, to increase taxes to help out the school and stuff like that. This can't be done. They have made sure that with the wording and stuff on this fine, it absolutely cannot, a penny of it cannot come from taxpayer money. Which is also good.
And it also can't come from the money that goes, because in every school, it's always the football teams and the men's basketball teams always fund like the non-revenue sports like swimming or women's sports because, well, yeah. And whatever else, because, there's how many sports in the college? So hardly any of them make any money. So it's always the men's football team and the basketball team that brings the money and funds those. And they also said that money can't come from the money that goes to them.
Exactly.
So everything that they make, first they have to do whatever with the extra money goes to all the other sports. And then whatever they have left, that's when they have to start making these payments.
Exactly. It is all coming from Penn State football. Or at least what used to be Penn State football.
Yeah.
Because the penalties go on. They do go on. We got the $60 million fine. We have, this is a little one. The Big Ten has issued a 5-year probation. So, I don't know, watch your back. Now, this one does hurt. The Big Ten has also said for the next 4 years you can't compete in the championship game. The Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, so that's
hurts
not
a
happening.
That goes in there too. Also, another just who cares one is the fact that they will be conducting, appointing some sort of I can't remember how they worded it, but the NCAA will be submitting of their choice some sort of academic supervisor or something to basically make sure the kids are doing their homework. I don't see what that has to do with anything, but I guess if they could sneak it in, why not? You don't even notice when you see all the other penalties next to each other.
I know, right?
And then there's two other ones, and it's really hard for me to decide which one's the bigger one. But I'll just do this, I guess. A 4-year bowl ban. 4 years. Does not matter what your record is. Does not matter who you beat.
Yeah, they could go undefeated 4 years in a row, and
You ain't
you have
getting
nothing
the
to show for
Ticket
it.
City Bowl. You ain't getting the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. You ain't even getting the International Bowl.
No.
Gaylord's Music City Bowl.
Not even Gaylord. No. Not even the Canada Bowl. Nothing. You get no bowls. Nothing. Which means it is highly likely. No, I'll guarantee over the next 4 years, Temple will have more bowl wins than Penn State. How scary is that?
Pretty likely. Yeah.
They had one last year, and it was their first in like ever.
They'll probably get another one.
Not even the Pasta Bowl?
No, not even the Pasta Bowl.
That sucks.
The only way they're going to get a bowl is if they create one themselves and play against themselves.
And even then, who knows if they'll have enough players.
I know, right? They probably won't even have enough people.
It goes on. It does. It doesn't sound like it would at this point, but it does.
Ooh, does it?
Vacating all of Penn State's victories from 1998 to today. Meaning the last Penn State victory was 1997 with your quarterback,
Mike McCreary.
There you go. Full circle. Full circle.
Gotta love the irony. No, man.
If you're forgetting the cast of characters in this Penn State story, Mike McQueary was the one that really kind of started this whole thing by being the guy who witnessed Sandusky and a child in the shower and went to Joe Paterno, a couple of years ago. And what did we figure out? That was like
It was 2002.
Something like that.
I think.
2000, 2002, something like that.
Because I think it was like they said it was like 4 years after
So,
when in '98 when Paterno first had stuff going on and they swept it under, and then Mike McCreary came to him and he said, "Oh,
so
okay."
For those of you keeping score at home, Joe Paterno in a minute went from the winningest coach in the history of college football, period, to 12th all time in wins in college football as a whole, and 8th all time in Division I. Congratulations to Mr. Bobby Bowden,
Woo, you're back on
winningest
top.
D1 coach of all time. Or so they say. Again, we've talked about this. It's one of those situations like Reggie Bush didn't win a Heisman. But when you say who won the Heisman that year, everyone says,
Reggie Bush.
Oh, Reggie Bush did. No one says, no one, it was vacated. No one says that unless you're unless you're actually in some sort of trivia thing where you get money
Right.
for a right answer. Unless you're on STO's Beer Money and they ask something like that, you're not going to say that. You're
I
going to
like
say,
that show.
Reggie Bush did it. It's a pretty good show, but not as good as this one, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, it's like you can say all you want, Joe Paterno's not the winningest coach of all time. Joe Paterno's the
is.
winningest coach of all time. We all know that.
But
They can't erase that from our minds.
111 wins. Well, 112 total. But from Paterno, 111.
Paterno dropped. He's at 298 now.
100
Which I heard an interesting
That is
take
insane.
on that. I heard a very interesting take on that today from someone. They suggested, we've been told that over the last couple years, Paterno is still a vital part of this team making on-the-field decisions. He hasn't been. He's been in the press box.
He can't stand on the
He was
field.
86. All right, let's be honest here. Someone pointed out it's like, about 298. That's probably about how many wins he actually was the coach for.
Yeah, because
the last over the decade, he's been too old. I mean, I wouldn't even trust a man in his 70s to be calling a play for these kids to go do.
Yeah, I think like the last few years he was just there as the face because
Exactly.
he couldn't have been doing that much coaching. I mean, maybe at practice he was down on the field telling them stuff, but I mean, he's almost 90 years old. He obviously wasn't gonna because in football, if you're a coach, you got to be able to get into a player's face and be like yell at him and
he
stuff.
can't do that.
I'm like he's old and frail.
Exactly.
And the last time he was on the field, he got ran into and shattered his hip.
True, and he hasn't been back since.
And ever since then, he's been up in the press box. And I'm sorry, you cannot coach from the press box.
No, so 298, that's a very
No.
comfortable number as far as how many wins I would say he was actually the coach for. That's
well, I
fine.
mean, he didn't start going to the press box the last 5 years. And this
But-
is from the
but-
last,
but
this is
still-
14 years of wins.
But still, you're saying 5 years, 79 years old. You think at 79 years old he was really calling plays or
I
anything
mean,
like that?
that's true.
I mean,
But 14,
I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
We don't know what all Paterno was responsible for when
The
he was
last,
the coach.
10 years.
It was really probably just like, hey, we need you to smile and give some thumbs up at these cameras while we're doing work. He's like, okay, I don't know. That was my Paterno. I shouldn't speak ill of the dead. God bless.
Yeah, but
whatever.
well, you know what?
But-
In some cases, I think you can, and he screwed up.
You know what? I'm going to say something and it's going to be controversial. It's almost better for him that he is dead.
It is.
Because otherwise, he could be facing some legal action.
Because
right
that's,
now.
like...
What would you rather do, be in jail or be dead? Just saying.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Because,
An
I mean,
old
he
man in
probably
jail
wouldn't
would
have
have
went to
died.
jail because he's so old. They would have...
But if he
fined him
did,
or
but if he
something.
did, he
But
would have
he
died.
could-
Let's agree on
he
this.
would have died
if
in
Joe
prison.
Paterno was still alive and they put him in jail, he would die in prison.
Because, I mean, because what he did covering up Sandusky's child abuse,
They don't take
That's-
kindly to that.
that's the same thing as covering up a murder, covering up anything. You're an accomplice, basically.
I don't
because
think-
you know about it.
I don't think they put him in jail
I mean,
Probably
most
not,
likely they
but-
wouldn't.
because he was already sick as it is.
But the thing is they could have pressed charges if they wanted to.
Yeah, but they would have kept him in like
Yeah,
a
they would've-
hospital,
yeah.
whatever.
I mean, he wouldn't have went
It
to
would have been
jail.
like a
but if he was,
white-collar jail.
if he was
Right.
like
Where
40,
it's like a yacht club.
if he was like a 40-year-old man, there's a very good chance he could have seen like 30 60
Sandusky's
days
like
in jail.
60 or something, and he's probably getting the shit beat out of him right now. By
Well,
some large bald man.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
There is. There is.
But I mean,
Not
but still,
according to
it's just,
ESPN though. Have you noticed that everyone I know that's not really doesn't really follow sports, I'll be watching Sports Center and they see it, and back when the Jerry Sandusky stuff was going on, no one knew who the hell Sandusky was, so it was nothing but Joe Paterno on the screen.
Yeah.
And my one friend, she looked at me and she goes like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "That dude looks way too old to be molesting anyone." And it's like, well, he wasn't, but
Yeah.
if you just watch ESPN, who the hell knows?
Yeah, because
he might have.
Well, yeah, because the
'Cause
way
no one
they were saying
knew
it,
who
because they would always,
Sandusky was.
it was Penn State sex abuse scandal, but all they ever showed was Joe Paterno's face. So it was like he did it.
It was like Joe
If you
Paterno.
didn't know anybody, like if you didn't know anything, you would just flip the what?
The article would be like Joe Paterno, period, Penn State sex abuse
Yeah.
scandal. So what are you supposed to infer from a title like that?
Exactly.
real quick, our buddy Travis from Redux Beverage just posted on the Ichiro thing that I posted up on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And he says loving it right now because he's a
Oh.
big Yankees fan.
What?
Yeah. So
Yes.
you know what, Travis? Look, I love you to death like a brother, but you know what? Come on, really?
The Yankees are like the bad guy. It's
Right.
not even like how we hate Michigan as Ohio State fans.
That's 'cause
But then you go to
Michigan
Michigan
blows.
and they hate Ohio State. It's like that's just a mutual hate thing. Like Yankees, they just are the
Everybody
empire.
hates them but Yankees.
It's
the
like
Yankee
it's like
fans.
seriously, it's like Yankees and Duke basketball. They're the evil empire. You
Well,
know?
no, I
They're-
like Duke
No, but Duke's
because Coach
evil.
K is pretty.
I don't know.
Legit.
Well, okay, well then we can at least agree the Yankees. The Yankees are
Yeah.
the evil empire.
They are. Unless
They're
you're
Vader, man.
the only people who don't.
They're Vader.
The only people who don't hate the Yankees are Yankee fans.
Yankee fans. Oh, and
The only
like
people.
teenagers with Yankee hats.
Yeah, bandwagon.
What are you doing?
No,
Foreigners
because
too. All foreigners love the
because
Yankees.
They don't know any
because
better.
all foreigners know is New York City. They don't know anything but New York City.
I like New York.
But
Hooray.
kids have no loyalty
wow,
anymore.
That was bad.
There's
What? It was
There's-
just ambiguous enough that you can't tell what race I was doing an impression of. Middle Eastern? Was I Chinese?
Oh my
I don't
God.
know, so no one's offended.
very true.
Very
But
true.
yeah, I hate when I see these little kids running around like Painesville or something with some
the
Yankee hats.
flat
I'm like,
brim Yankees
have
hat.
you
Take
ever
your
been to New
Yankee
York
hat
in your life?
hat off.
Do you know anybody who's lived in New York? Do you know anybody who's ever played for the Yankees? No, you're a bandwagon fan because kids have no loyalty to anything
They
nowadays.
just wear the logo like it's a fashion thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're like, oh, Jay-Z, he's from New York, so I gotta like the Yankees.
It's
No,
like, but you're not
Jay-Z
from
likes
New
the
York.
Yankees because he's from New York. You are from Cleveland, Ohio. You don't like the Yankees. Stop being a bandwagon fan.
Jay-Z only likes the Nets, drugs, and money.
And the,
And probably Beyonce. I don't know. Maybe his
well,
kid.
yeah, he probably
Hey,
likes
and
Beyonce
you
and
forgot
his
one
kid.
in hip hop.
And killing Tupac.
Well, that's a
The
legend.
Illuminati.
I'm calling it right now.
That's a
I'm
legend.
They said
confirming
it. They
on
admitted
air.
it in that song, man.
I am confirming it allegedly. Jay-Z killed Tupac. with
I mean,
his
he
own-
might not have done
hologram?
it
with his
with his
himself.
own hand.
With the hologram or the original?
Did you hear the
Tupac?
hologram got shot? It didn't, but what a story that
First
would
concert, they brought the hologram out. Somebody capped him with a hologram gun.
be. Hologram. Could you imagine the headline?
What the hell is a hologram gun?
Hologram Tupac has been shot down. Report. Oh my God! Breaking news. Hologram Tupac is dead. Anyways.
How do we go from
So Penn State.
Penn State to Jay-Z
So
and
Penn
Tupac?
State. Back to Penn State. I don't. It's a terrible situation.
They're
for Penn
screwed
State.
for 4 years.
And you know what? More than 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be
More than
because
4. We're
you
looking
can't
at
rebuild.
at least 8 years right now, maybe even 9.
Because you
before
figure
they can even
90%
contend at all.
of their top recruiting players, they're gone.
Oh, that's
So
another thing
they're
I
gonna
didn't
have-
mention. I didn't mention this is that any player right now on the roster from freshman to senior is free to transfer without sitting out a year for the next 2 years. So you don't even have to leave now. You can still leave free of repercussions next year.
Because you can, say you play this year, you start, like if you're a freshman, maybe no one's you might not be able to find a spot in another team. So you're like, screw it, I'll play this year at Penn State. I won't get a chance to go to a bowl or anything, but then people can see what I do, and then I'll be more likely to end up on a team.
Here's something fun for you. This is the recruits that Penn State has lost today, just today, that have left. We've got I'll do the 2012 recruits, the recruits that would have been joining now. Is Joey O'Connor, 8th ranked over. These are the number rankings of their position overall from this year's recruiting class. Joey O'Connor, 8th offensive guard. Jaron Jones, 11th offensive tackle. Tommy Shutt, 9th defensive tackle. J.J. Denman, 18th offensive tackle. Skylar Morningweg, that's weird, 19th ranked quarterback. Armani Reeves, number 24th overall ranked athlete. That's just the ones that are coming next, or this season upcoming. They even lost 2 that are committed to go in the 13 season, 2 that are just about to be seniors in high school. And that is Greg Webb, number 10th overall defensive tackle, and Ross Douglas, number 30th overall corner. Wow. That is just today.
And it's just going to be more and more once the kids figure out their options. They're going to make calls to schools, find out who has a spot open for them where they can compete right away, try to become a starter again, because, it's all going to be Penn State starters.
I'll tell you what. I read something today where someone posted a question. They said, how many phone calls do you think Urban Meyer's made today to an 814 area code? Probably quite a few.
Yeah, probably more
He
than
is
a couple
notorious
handful.
for snatching up your recruits.
He's a
Hide your
recruit
quarterbacks,
snapper, man.
hide your running backs, because he's snatching up everybody. That's what he does. I fully believe that at least one of these Penn State recruits will be coming to Ohio State next season.
Because you think, especially if they're
guarantee it.
young, if it's just a freshman, we still have a 1-year bowl ban, but by next year, we're going to be legit again.
Absolutely. I almost... No, I don't want to say this because I know there's some Michigan fans out there that are going to say this is me just, being stupid, convincing myself I'm fine. I'm fine with no bowl game next year. Because that bowl game next year would have been the Ticket City Bowl or the Alamo Bowl or whatever.
Unless some freak thing happened and all of a sudden we just come out firing from the gates.
But in 2 years, 3 years, that bowl could be the national championship.
And Michigan, you're never going to beat us again. So suck it.
I'm sure that was the last time that'll ever happen. Ever.
Yep.
From here on out.
Come on. Look what it took for them to beat us.
That's true. We had to lose Jim Tressel and most of our starters. Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, we had...
DeVere Posey.
We lost our coach. We lost our starting quarterback, starting receivers, we lost half our freaking team. And then you still only beat us by what, a touchdown? And that was because we had a guy wide open down the field and our freshman quarterback couldn't hit him. Or guess what? He would have caught that ball and we still would have beat your ass.
Just look at it this way. It's a rebuilding process for this year.
Exactly.
And then we'll come back strong next year.
But trust me, Buckeye fans from Northeast Ohio, don't get scared when you hear the word rebuilding. I think is Cleveland are trained that when you hear rebuilding, we're like, oh no.
The next 20 years, we're screwed.
Oh God, we're rebuilding.
This is a 1 year rebuilding. Well, actually, and it's, by next year,
this
we're
is
good
like
to go.
1, 2
wait.
years.
Okay, wait. It's a 1 year practice.
It's a transition.
Right, it's a practice.
That's what they called the Cavs after LeBron left. Byron Scott said, this isn't rebuilding, this is transition.
Yeah. It's
transition into our rebuilding
teaching
process.
Braxton Miller to throw the freaking ball because he can run like the Dickens.
Look at what Tim Tebow did for Urban Meyer. Braxton Miller.
Shut your mouth.
what, won 2
Tim
national
Tebow is
championships?
garbage.
Okay, but he won 2 national championships.
Did he win or guess? One, he never should have won the Heisman.
He won a Heisman.
Yeah, it was
National
handed to
championship.
him.
Okay, but my point is, there was a mobile quarterback that was really run first. You got the same thing in Braxton Miller. Urban Meyer clearly knows how to run him. There you go, Tebow.
I'm gonna
Coming to Madden 13, Tebow.
slap your Tebow.
Woo! I'm gonna Tebow as Brandon Whedon. That's what I'm gonna do.
I will
and then
punch
Trent
you in the throat.
Richardson.
No,
I'm just gonna Tebow down the board.
I will.
I'm gonna throw
smack
Colt
you.
McCoy in there for
I will
a
smack
drive and
you.
let him Tebow.
No,
Everybody's Tebowing. Hologram
well.
Tupac is Tebowing. All right.
I'm gonna bone you
We're
in
gonna
the head.
take a quick break. When we get back, you're gonna find out what's urinating us off. Potentially getting to later, Cavs maybe re-entering the D12 trade talks. The artist formerly known as Fausto Carmona may be back very soon. And our Olympic preview this week is track and field. 3 up, 3 down. All that, so much more. You listen to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. By logging on to lovecocaine.com. Heat 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call
Joe, the printer guy!
full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy.
Your MSC Radio Network forecast is brought to you by NeoWeather.com, Ohio's home for weather. Forecaster Brian Ivy here with you. We had temperatures soaring to the low to mid-90s around the Cleveland area, upper 80s in many other locations. So it was a hot day today after we had morning cloud cover move on out. We're going to continue with the warm weather tonight, with temperatures falling through the 80s. It will be a little breezy out there as well. Lows tonight will be about 75 degrees, with a very slight chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm after midnight. The chance for that shower or storm will also be around tomorrow morning, and then it looks like we'll dry out for the afternoon for everybody, and then again another chance in the evening. Not everybody's going to see rain, about a 30% chance there. Wednesday, we're looking at another day in the mid-80s, just like Tuesday, about 85 or 86 degrees for the high temperature, with partly cloudy skies there on Wednesday.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectify backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectify backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectify can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. Oh, great. Not another farm bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one farm bill request at a time.
Welcome back to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
I've said it before, and I will say it again, the best starting lineup in sports radio, period. Woo! Smiley face. Remember, as always, call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. Tweet whatever you got to say to us at high_on_sports. And if you're talking about us or something we're talking about, hashtag high-on-sports. Remember, get to the website, high-on-sports-radio-show.com. You got the archive of all our past shows, my blog, a bunch of other fun little stuff. Get there now, high-on-sports-radio-show.com. All right. Get in the chat room. If you're watching the show on MSC, which you probably are, you'll notice to the right of the viewers a place to log into a chat room. Asks for a password. You do not need to put one. Just put a name, hit enter. You're immediately logged in talking to myself, Ashley, Von Erich, whoever else may be in there. Hi, chat. How you doing today? So let's get right into things here. It is round two. Let's go. The deuce. All right. It is time for a staple of High on Sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. And we're going to start, as we always do, with my good pal, Von Erich. Von Erich, what is urinating you off today?
Well, some pictures surfaced today from the Chicago Cubs camp.
They're very scandalous.
Well, not really, but...
Oh, I think so.
What happened was Chicago was swept this past weekend by St. Louis, and we all know they're not playing too well. They're about to trade their star pitcher, and what do? They dress up as superheroes. And superheroes on the field, they are not. But we can scroll through these pictures now and see. You can't really tell who's dressed up as who, but we can probably name off all the characters.
Can we cut to that, Chris? Okay. Yeah, you got the character. Can you name the characters, Von Eric?
Wolverine and
starting it left to right.
Batman.
Here we
Let's
got
see if he can do it.
Captain America,
Yes.
Thor the Conqueror there,
Well, just
Robin, Batman, Wolverine, and on the right, I don't really know.
He's in the back. It's
I
hard to
can't see.
tell.
I've never
He's
heard him
hidden by
called
Wolverine.
Thor the Conqueror, for the record.
I
But
don't know.
yeah, I'm sure he could conquer some stuff. Here's some other ones.
Oh, there's if I'm not mistaken, that's Ryan Dempster.
That
It doesn't
is,
say. I'm pretty sure
He's
that's
Canadian, whoever he is.
Ryan. Yeah, Ryan Dempster is Canadian.
Well, there you go. And look
Then-
at that, some other.
Oh, we got the
Oh,
Super Mario.
Brothers.
I don't know who the.
Luigi.
I don't know if there's Luigi there. If the colors are messed
that's
up.
Mario and Waluigi and Wario. That's Mario and two bad guys. Luigi couldn't even make an appearance.
That's not
Luigi,
green? The
Luigi
guy on the left?
doesn't even want to be a Cub.
Then if we scroll down, we've got second baseman Darwin Barney dressed up as Toad.
Toad from Super Mario Bros. Of course. This one pissed me off a little bit.
Oh, this is Hellboy.
Obviously, because he has a jacket, which is the only thing Hellboy's known for, his jacket. So there's Hellboy.
Then we got Zorro in the photograph underneath
Carlos
that.
Marmol. And then under that we have David DeJesus.
Dressed up as He-Man.
There you go. There you go. I think he's
Hey.
more of a conqueror than Thor. And then here we go.
Flash.
Getting a little quick up in here. Tony Campana. That's the Flash. And there's, they're back for more. Hold on. This is my favorite. This is my favorite one. Why don't you tell people who this is, Von Eric?
This is Reed Johnson and Jeff Baker dressed up as Theo Epstein and the vice president of the Cubs.
They're
Nice.
superheroes. Our superheroes are our boss because we don't want to get fired.
I thought there were two guys from Geek Squad.
And there's that. So good for the Cubs, I guess.
Well,
Having
it
some fun in
urinates
a
me off
terrible
is because
situation.
of how bad they're playing, and nothing good is coming from the Chicago camp this year, and they're going to go and do something like this. This is
It's
reserved
true.
for teams that are, like, on a roll, teams that are on fire.
Yeah.
Teams that, like, just made the playoffs, and you got a team like the Cubs doing
Exactly.
this.
It's so weird, the difference between the ultimate cure for, like, people talk about being a cohesive unit or this or that. You're happy if you win, you're sad if you lose. End of discussion. If the Indians were to do the whole, like, pie in the face thing, if the Indians win tonight, which is 0-0 in what, the third now?
Bottom three.
Still 0-0 against the Orioles, who they just can't seem to beat at all. If the Indians won this game and then they pied somebody in the face, I'd be like, cut it out,
Yeah.
I'd be like, cut your crap. You just took 1 of 4.
You play 150 million games a year, and you've got to try to make
162,
it.
but go on.
Yeah, and I get trying to have some fun every now and then, but when you've lost so many games in a row, at some point you need to get your shit together before you consider to
Exactly.
screw around and do whatever you want. Now you just went on a 15-game win streak. Dress up as what kind of superhero
Wear a
you want to.
freaking tutu into
do
a
whatever
game. I
you
don't
want.
care.
Pie everybody in the face. Woohoo! We're winning. We're having a good time. But when you're losing, you need to just take a little time out of trying to figure out ways to have more fun
The
and put a
Avengers.
little more time into figuring out into doing your job and winning.
I'll say
because
this. The
winning is
Avengers-
what's important.
The Avengers were winners.
We're winners.
Cubs are not.
Yeah.
The Avengers won. It's in the movie. You can see it. The Cubs, not so much. You can also see
Yeah.
that.
Because at some point, winning needs to go back to being the most important thing, and the fun comes with the
no,
wins.
it's all about the fun. They get paid
See?
to have fun, right?
And that's why
Your
kids
salary
nowadays.
is based on how much fun you have.
And that's why no one's good at sports nowadays, because there's no work. It's everybody gets a trophy. There's no such thing as outs. Everybody gets a hit. No, at some point, you gotta take responsibility and win some damn ball games before you
Everybody
screw
gets
around.
to dress up as Hellboy.
Win
No.
some games.
Winners get to dress up like Hellboy. Winners like Ron Perlman. We could all be a little more like Ron Perlman.
I would like to defend myself real quick. I just found a IMDb page from 1983, movie called Thor the Conqueror, with a little bit of a similarities in the Thor movie that just came out not that long ago.
So that's his full
All right,
name.
you know what?
It's his
Take it.
full name.
Whatever.
Just
Thor the
it's
Conqueror.
2012. We get lazy. Thor the Conqueror is just Thor. We're lazy. It's different century, man.
Well, it's a different Thor, but
We're not
okay. I
different
won't get into
centuries.
that.
Yeah, it was
It's a different time.
I won't get into that.
It's a different time.
I'll give you the win. You get the win, Von Erich. Congrats. Enjoy it. Thor the Conqueror
Thank you.
sounds better anyways.
It
All
does
right.
sound kind of badass, manly.
Like he's a conqueror of
Yeah.
sorts. Thank you, Von Erich. And now we're going to skip Ashley. Just because
well,
I feel like it.
I put enough of my 2 cents into this one.
All right, well, here's mine.
I ran out. Of
This
2
one
cents.
is really urinating me off. The NBA Board of Governors approved some changes to the game, as it happens every year in all sports. Rules change here and there. The only real changes is they've expanded the video replay a little bit to some other things. They can now look at a flagrant foul and decide if it was a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2, or in rare cases just a regular foul. In the final 2 minutes of overtime, they're allowed to go back and look if a defensive player was out of the zone and see if it's a charging or blocking foul or anything like that. So those can be overturned. So it's nice to see fouls being able to be overturned a little bit. Not too much. You don't want to go crazy. But what gets me is the other thing that the Board of Governors approved. Now, it's not coming this season. It's not coming this upcoming one, the 12-13 season. It is coming the 13-14 season. And it's something that's been talked about, and it's something that, to me, just spoils the game in a whole new way. Advertisements on the jerseys have been approved. There will now be advertisements on every NBA team's jersey starting in 2013-2014. So
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever
here's
heard.
what bothers me, though, why they're delaying it. They're not delaying it because they could go throw patches on there next week and have them ready. They're delaying it because they're also giving time to figure out who's advertising where and time to put the patches, get the patches of the advertisements to the manufacturers to make them on the jerseys that we buy in stores. So now, whether you like it or not, you want to go get a Cavs jersey, you want to go get a new Kyrie Irving jersey, they trade for Bynum, you want a Bynum jersey, you want a Tyler Zeller jersey, hope you like walking around with McDonald's on your chest or whatever. Because
That's
you're now
only
also
official jerseys. There's still going to be the bootlegs and the stuff you buy in other stores
You can
that
still
won't
get
have the advertisements on it.
You could still get the bootlegs, but I'm talking.
This is
we have
the
to
most
promote,
ridiculous
hold on.
thing.
We have to promote the economy, Von Erich. We need to tell them to buy official NBA licensed merchandise to help the economy.
You know what? No.
What? Now you're just gonna get a bootleg instead?
No, I'm not gonna buy a damn sponsorship. If I want a jersey, I'm gonna buy the jersey. If I want to put money into whatever sponsor, I'm gonna go to that company and buy the damn hamburger, and not sit there and pay for a damn patch on my $900 jersey. This is freaking ignorant.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna use our intern who's right over there as an example. Because he's wearing a hat, and I thought before that it was a Yankees hat, and I was going to call him out, but it's not. It's the Under Armour logo. He bought that knowing
better.
the Under Armour logo was on it. So it's fine. I understand it. It's not like they snuck the logo on there last minute. Like he wanted just a black hat, and then at checkout they brought it under the counter and stuck the logo on. That's what they're doing with these jerseys.
Real quick.
That's what they're doing with these jerseys. We're buying it because we want the one thing, and then they're like, well, you have to take this other part with it.
I don't want it.
No, you can't be a Cavs fan unless you're a McDonald's fan too. They're hand in hand. No, they're not.
No.
No, they're
if
not.
I want to support McDonald's, I'm going to go to a McDonald's drive-thru and buy some chicken selects.
You know who else does this? Soccer. That is why no one else does it. Major League Baseball doesn't do it. The NFL doesn't do it.
Well, see,
NHL probably not.
No.
If I'm not mistaken, they do a little bit of it in the Olympics.
Well, that's the Olympics. That's representing your country. That's freedom.
No, because it just says USA.
Well, there's some countries
USA
that have some,
brought to you by
Well, that's because
McDonald's.
every other country is poor, and they got to pay their Olympics.
Okay, well, we're pretty poor too.
I know. We
Let's
might
not
be.
throw that around. Canada has a little more money than us. I'm just saying. But either way, it just ruins it. You think of these iconic moments.
It's selling out like hardcore.
The NBA has such iconic highlights. You know, you got Dr. J rocking the cradle, even though in that particular dunk he was traveling. But I digress. He comes down and he slams
Such
the
thing
rock
as
home.
traveling in the NBA.
Everybody loves it. Julius Erving rocking the house. Brought to you by Preparation H. No!
No, can I just get a goddamn basketball highlight without seeing all these freaking advertisements? This is gonna be worse than NASCAR, where their whole damn outfit is advertisements.
at least NASCAR, like, they did something. They embraced it so hard that I'm okay with it. Like, the whole color scheme of the car is like, it's almost like it's not your car. That's Pepsi's car, and I race it. You know what I mean? But it's like, these are teams. And these have such a history.
It's a completely different thing.
That particular car, right? Jeff Gordon, DuPont? Is he still DuPont?
Yeah.
That number 24, that specific car does not have, when Jeff Gordon first came in, it was not like this car that had all this history. This car, this specific exact car that's been driven by all these greats before him. He just walked in and that car was made, like in front of him, paid for by DuPont. Right? This is so different than that.
It is.
Because this is the Cavaliers jersey that has been worn by great and mostly terrible players alike since the 1970s. Austin Carr, others, Mark Price, Brad Doherty, and I'm sure there were other ones at some point in time that are not coming to mind at the moment. But I mean, the fact of the matter is this is a team with history and with lore and with a past and things that have happened that culminate to make this team and this jersey what it is, and it's supposed to represent something, not Key Bank.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to be. You're going to be like, oh, who is that? I can't see their name because freaking banks and restaurants and everything are plastered all over it.
A beautiful dunk by Max and Irma.
Pretty much.
Yeah, how long until they just change the players' names?
Yeah. It's like, oh, by the way, we're not putting names on the jerseys anymore. We're just putting businesses.
With the number 2 overall pick, the Timberwolves select power forward out of Syracuse, Ruby Tuesday. That's where we're headed. Like, might as well.
This
in
is
for a penny, in for a pound.
This is beyond selling out. Like, I mean, it's just this.
Like I said before, the only other sport that does this is soccer.
Yeah.
Is the soccer. MLS.
And why do you think no one likes soccer? Because they do stupid stuff.
And you know what? I've been mulling a lot. I've always hated soccer. And I've always gotten in arguments with people where I feel like I need a reason to justify why I hate soccer, and I've come to a conclusion about soccer. You know what it is? It is the only thing where you have the option to, or where your hands are there, they're available, but you mustn't use them. And it defies all human nature. That is what separates us from the apes. Is the ability to use our hands and tools and
we
things.
We have thumbs for a reason.
Right? But soccer is like, it could just as easily be played by a gorilla. Why not? A gorilla can kick? Sure.
And there's just a lot
of... A horse can kick.
There's just a lot of stupid rules in soccer.
A horse is twice the soccer player.
There's a lot of stupid rules. But
but it's the only thing.
But you know what? The thing is, though, with soccer is because they never stop the clock.
Indians up to nothing.
What the hell just happened? I missed it.
No, Indians up 2-0.
Yeah.
You haven't been paying attention.
Well,
anyways,
talking about
so
the
that's
stupid
all right.
NBA
Well, unfortunately, we got to cut this a little short. We gotta end this because we got to get to our Olympic spotlight, our final Olympic spotlight.
Chu hit a home run.
Yay! That is not the Olympic spotlight. The Olympic spotlight is our United States track and field team. I know I said every week that the following week I would come in with some sweet, obscure sport. But when you're sitting there on a Sunday night like I was, looking at the entire U.S. men's archery team.
How do you talk about it?
And realizing I can make up names. And no one here, no one at home, no one except them could call me out on it. I could just sit here and be like, Steve something or other. Steve McMahon is, our favorite for gold, followed by Doug Thompson. Those are just names I'm pulling out of my ass. And you couldn't tell me I'm wrong.
Because you wouldn't know the difference.
So I went with track and field, because at least we know one person from there. By the way, track and field this year will have 15 track events and 8 field events, plus 1 decathlon. That's the men's. The women's only have 14 track events and 8 field events. And the heptathlon, whatever the hell that means. Oh, that's 7 things, but the men do 10 things. Come on, women. Step up your game.
Yep.
We're just going to look at the men's one because I'm a dude. A 10 flat race is a 100, 200, 400, 800, 1,500, 5,000, 10,000 meter. You got the marathon, the 4x100 relay, the 4x400 relay, 2 walking races of 20 kilometers and 50 kilometers.
They really put that in the Olympics.
Speed walking.
Really, Olympics?
3 hurdle races.
Come on.
Of 110, 400, and
wait.
3,000.
Is that speed walking for like old people?
Not anymore.
Like
It's
in
a
the
young
malls?
man's
No,
game
man.
now.
Like when you're in the mall,
It's a
and
young man's game now.
you see the people in the old people in
They
the
really
malls running
put.
around.
They really.
There's 2 speed walking events.
Come on, now you're just finding things to hand away medals.
There's only 1 walking event for women.
I'm waiting for the hover round.
Hell
whatever.
yeah. I'll join that
hovercrafts.
one. I'll join a hover round one.
Anyways,
I'll run them people right off the little
3
hover round
hurdle
track.
races, 110, 400, and 3,000 steeplechase, whatever that means. 4 jumping events: high jump, pole vault, long jump, and triple jump.
Isn't that like a horse race? That triple jump thing? Whatever,
No, you got to jump 3 times.
Oh, okay.
It's really dumb.
Yeah.
It sounds dumb because it is, but you got to jump 3 times. 4 throwing events, including putting some shot, discusing, hammer toss, and javelin. Hammer toss and javelin being tied for frickin' sweetest thing you can chuck, by the way.
So Thor's in this.
Yeah, Thor would win Olympic gold, but he would have to compete for, like, well, Asgard, but that's not real, so maybe, like, Sweden or something. I don't know. Not for the U.S., unfortunately.
There are a couple people that are just represented by the Olympics.
That's true.
They don't have a home country.
They did just approve a runner from South Sudan because South Sudan is not officially recognized yet by the International Olympic Committee. South Sudan just becoming a country less than a year ago, actually. Not officially recognized in the Olympics yet, but they have a runner in there running under the Olympic flag, along with some other people.
Took them that long?
Playing under the Olympic flag. Yeah, they finally split up from, I guess, North Sudan or regular Sudan, original. Here is the men's track team. On the 100 meter, we got Ryan Bailey, Justin Gatlin, and the most famous runner in the United States, Tyson Gay. Really the
Bring
only
home the
track
gold, buddy.
superstar that we have. Probably not if he's against Usain Bolt. Then there's zero chance.
Bring home the silver, buddy.
200, we got Morris Mitchell, Wallace Spearman, Isaiah Young. 400, Tony McQuarrie, LaShawn Merritt, and Byshawn Nellam. These are great names for the record. 800 meter,
Never heard of any of them.
Davis Robinson, Dwayne Solomon, and Nicholas Simmons. 1,500, you know what? Blah, 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 whatever. Skip the rest. Where's the ones I'm skipping to? Here we go. These are the most important athletes in the track and field competition. These are the names you need to write down, follow on Twitter, keep tabs on these guys. Throwing the javelin this year are Sean Fury, Cyrus Hosteller, and Craig Kinsley. And the real superstars who really get the ladies in the track and field are 2 gentlemen representing the hammer throw, A.G. Krugler and
Thor.
Kibwe Johnson. A.G. Krugler and Kibwe Johnson, sure to bring home the golds for chucking the hammer. All right. Anyways,
Chucking the hammer.
we're getting to the end of the show. It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down. We start with down number 3. Adam Scott, not the actor from Parks and Recreations, the golfer, lost the British Open on the final putt of the 18th. Would have forced a playoff considering he held the lead most of the day. But down number 2, Joe Paterno. Drops from 1 in Division 1 to 8th, and
hurts.
statue taken
But it really doesn't.
down. Down number 1, is there any doubt? Penn State University, $60 million fine, 4-year bowl ban, loss of at least 40 scholarships, loss of all wins from 98 to 2012. Holy crap. Uptime, up number 3, a hollow victory, but Bobby Bowden, now the winningest Division 1 coach ever. So
Silent clap.
enjoy that. Up number 2, hitting home, Roberto Hernandez, a.k.a. Fausto Carmona, returns to the United States, may be eligible to pitch in 3 weeks, is scheduled for a bullpen appearance tonight, and then as early as tomorrow, starting his 3-week stint in the minor leagues. Woo! That's going to be exciting. And up number 1, bit of a shock this week, all of us, every one of us in the entire planet, for one simple reason. Chad Ochocinco has finally changed his stupid name back to Johnson. He is no longer
God!
Chad 85.
And you want to know why he did it? Because
He's
his
a
wife
dumbass.
said, I'm not putting that stupid ass name on the back of my name. So either you're changing your name or I am not marrying your ass. And he said, okay, I'll change my name.
Well, also...
Because even she knew you were a dumbass.
Also, you've
Pussy.
been trying to change it back, but if you change your name or number, there's a hefty fine you have to pay because you have to buy all the old jerseys with that
With Nike's
information.
doing that now
But-
because Peterson
well,
wanted
yeah.
to change his number.
But because Nike hasn't made all the jerseys yet, but now they're obviously working with him. But now he's a Dolphin, so his Dolphin jersey didn't exist yet, so he could change it free of charge.
Well, we
Back
know
to
who
Johnson.
wears the pants in that family.
Absolutely.
Well, she's not a dumbass. Who the hell wants Ocho Cinco for the last name?
It doesn't even mean 85, but all right, that's gonna wrap
know,
it
it
up
means-
for us. We got to get out of here. Next week, obviously, we're gonna have more Olympics. Will have started. We're gonna be giving you your update on the United States of America.
USA, baby.
Woo! Hashtag USA. So many other things. We're getting close to that trade deadline. It's gonna be a great show. You don't want to miss it next week. So for Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I am Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We will see you next week, same time, same place at morningshowcentral.com.